We live in new times, troubled by new conflicts and not so new, and by resurgent animosities pouring out from the wellsprings of deep historical wrongs that still deeply felt. And yet we live in a time where the prospects for peace are great, if we can but take our opportunities. If we truly want a world without war, we can start by spreading our compassion to our family members, friends, colleagues or classmates, and then by extending our compassion to complete strangers, floating precariously upon the high seas of life. This event is important to every one of us. RMIT's Globalism Research Centre and Global Studies discipline were created in many ways to foster a sense of global community, connectedness and common destiny through research and teaching and engagement with the wider world. Global initiatives like this campaign bring the international community together and of course facilitate opportunities for our students, my students, to become engaged citizens of that global world. The Globalism Research Centre, Global Studies and the School of Global, Urban and Social Studies are very happy, very privileged to support this most welcome and vital campaign. I am a peace soldier.
Well, we know, I hope you'll agree with this campaign, Peace Soldier, that we are saying something morally serious. And I want to congratulate David, Niall, Vincent and those who have been part of this for this serious statement. War, whatever purposes we think it once achieved, has outlived its usefulness. War never achieves those purposes. War achieves killing, particularly of citizens, women and children, of rapes of women, of chaos, of disorder, of unintended consequences. The world map, as we know, now rewritten from that 1418 war. And I'm wondering, when we tell the story of 100 years of Gallipoli, if there is going to be a feature of Peace Soldier in our celebrations. War has outlived its usefulness. It creates chaos. The word peace soldier is confronting. Can you be a peace soldier? Is the adjective appropriate for the noun, a peace soldier? I think in that dramatic, confronting use of language is the energy of the campaign, the contradiction of the campaign, the imagination of the campaign, the power of the campaign.
Everywhere I'm looking now, I'm surrounded by your embrace, and baby I can feel your halo. I know you're my saving grace. You're everything I need and more. It's written all over your face, and baby I can feel your halo. Hit me like a reset, burning through my darkest night. You're the only one that I want. Said I'm addicted to the light. Swore I'd never fall again, but this don't even feel like falling. Gravity came again, pulled me back to the ground again.
When we hear conflict or war in Iraq, Syria, Israel, Afghanistan, Central African Republic, Ukraine, or South Sudan, our reaction is always natural. We sympathize with those affected. But we never identify our role in bringing peace. We feel it's too big ask for us. And when you see that, you switch to the next channel because you think, for me to participate in peace building is too big. For me, that's where I feel we have a problem as a society. It's a mistake to think that we can't play a role. We believe peacekeeping is governments or institutions like UN role. We find it hard to define our role as individuals, and our natural responses is move on. It's got nothing to do with me, or I'm too little to play a part. Well, today, my friends, you have the answer. I'm a Peace Soldier is a campaign that is making it so simple, and we would like to say, peacekeeping is everyone's business. Imagine each one of you here tonight. It becomes your role, you and I, our role to keep peace.
Reverend Costello, we found you today here. You've come at this event, which is called I'm a Peace Soldier. Tell us about that.
Well, it's a campaign that is global to really put two words together that don't go together, peace and soldier. Now, where soldiers are professional, under the rule of law, serving the people, yes, I think we could call professional armies peace soldiers. But this really is saying so often soldiers and war, we are told by leaders, is to bring about peace and to right injustice. In fact, more often than not, it creates huge amounts of suffering, chaos, loss of life, and too often only serves those who are the elites, not the people who are poor and pay with their lives and their livelihoods. So Peace Soldier is really asking the question, how can we bring about true peace?
Okay, David, we're here today because you've initiated this I Am a Peace Soldier campaign. Tell us about it.
I'm a Peace Soldier campaign. Is a campaign. It's a global campaign. It's a campaign that we just wanted to simply, in a very short explanation, we wanted to make peacekeeping as everybody's business. As peace campaign or peacekeeping, always people think it's for institutions and governments, and we say no, that everyone has a role in peacekeeping. And so the campaign is a global campaign asking everyone to become a peace.
We know that from your background, you've come from child soldier background. Today, you're fighting for peace. Give us a bit of what goes through your mind from where you were to where you are now.
I was participated in the war in Sudan as a child, and to me, basically, I was getting instructions from my elders, who would tell me what to do. But I've been very fortunate to come to Australia, where I obtained education, and with the education I was able to actually investigate what exactly happened in my country and what it means, what war really means. And it's mean destructions, it's mean children and women being killed. And I, playing part of that, I felt that that's not the right thing. So for me, it's moving away from that and becoming a peace soldier.
And obviously, peace is a very important thing, not just for Africans, for the whole world, and young people contributing to this. How important do you think it is to involve young people in everything that has to do with peace?
Very, very important. I mean, growing up in Australia, we can often forget what's happening around the world. So for me, like going back to Ethiopia, really reminded me about what's really going on in the world, poverty, war, just everything that's happening. That opened my eyes. So I think it's really important to remind especially young people, because at the end of the day, we're the next generation. So it's really important to inspire us and get active, I guess, yeah.
And your message to all the young people out there, both in Australia and Africa, to trying to cultivate peace?
I think just stay encouraged, stay enthusiastic, and be inspired by other young people around you. And I think just really work as a team towards achieving a certain goal, yeah.
Okay, Grebel, we found you here. You've come to take part into this campaign, I'm a Peace Soldier. Tell us a bit why you've decided to support this campaign.
I've decided to get on board as soon as I find out, because it is actually one of the things that is applying to me. I've always wanted to do something to the people, and if I can do it in this way, then it is my privilege to be in. And at the same time, I'm also one of the people affected by the current conflict in my country, in South Sudan. And that's why I realized we cannot solve our problems by weapons, by guns. And I think the only way we can live a peaceful life in South Sudan is to embrace peace.
How do you think, how important it is, in your view, that young people, like anybody else, but more importantly, young people get involved in supporting and promoting peace?
It's actually a good thing, because most of the wars in the world right now are being fought by young people. So if young people have decided to stop going to war and preach peace, that's a good move. I'm overwhelmed. I want that to happen. I want young people to embrace peace. I want young people to talk peace.
What message have you got for your community members here? We know that there's a bit of division alongst the Niue and Dinka lines and all that sort of thing. What can you tell your fellow countrymen?
I just want to let them know, don't let yourself being used by the politicians. It is not about you and me. It is about someone else who want to use you for his own good. And I want you to stop that. If you know anyone who is involved in the war, who is actually holding a gun, tell them they are being used. At the end of the day, they will not benefit from whatever they're doing. You don't have to kill me, I don't have to kill you for someone to be in position or to get more money or to be the president. You know, just stop war and embrace peace. I'm talking peace.
Thank you very much for your time, Grebo.
At RMIT in Global Studies, we have a very strong commitment, if you like, to peace building, to cultural awareness, and to sort of global citizenship. And everything that David was saying to me really spoke to the main concerns of global studies here at RMIT too. And I thought, what a great opportunity for us to collaborate and for many of my students to become involved in the work that David is doing. And perhaps we can help to give his campaign a lift.
You gave a short speech inside there. How would you summarize that speech? What message would you like to give out there to people who obviously who may want to contribute about building peace all around the earth?
Peace is something that you must always guard, and guard it jealously. It is something valuable, as we've heard from our guest speakers this evening. Peace is not something that people in the world enjoy the world over. And where you do live in a society like Australia, which is a peaceful society, people should not be complacent about that. They should recognize just how valuable it is that what we have here, and that what we have is fragile, and that we must continue to work to keep Australia a peaceful society, and to promote understanding and to create awareness of injustice. And this is the message of David's campaign. It's not just a campaign for Africa, for South Sudan. This is a campaign for everybody, and it has relevance to everybody, even in a country like Australia. And it's probably more important in a country like this, where so many people have not known poverty and have not known war, have not known suffering, for people to wake up and realize that we live in a world where many millions of people, their daily life is a continual struggle for survival.